very different backcourt, but certainly effective at what they do.
At night, on the road of a back-to-back.
113 against the Trailblazers.
It's a problem. Anytime you lose on your floor, it gets your attention.
Anthony Davis no good, flying for the first time. Very good offense, fifth in the league in scoring at nearly 118 points per game.
Where they get a lot of their luck, they like to rebound it and push it. Looking for easy opportunity.
Seventh in the league, 17 fast break points per game, as a matter of fact. Dyson Daniels just jammed it home for the league leader in assists, Trae Young. There's a dribble penetration by now.
2 empty possessions for the good guys.
That is a runner by one Trae.
So many different ways as an offensive player.
24 points per game this year. And the crazy thing about it is, as Davis shoots a handful of games with Dallas, and then Davis makes a defensive play with the free safety interception at the other end of the floor. AD hit from there, Clay hits.
Going and shooting wide open corner threes. I like that strategy.
2 empty possessions, and then a response with back-to-back corner threes. Native of Senegal, second year in the league, played at Washington State for 2 seasons. And he's been a regular starter due to injury as of late. Marshall, a drive and find. Play no good on a 3. Marshall tapped it away from Trae Young, but Okongwu came out of there with it. And headed the other way, the Hawks going on the up and under. That's missed from Mohamed Gay. And now you've got Risache putting it down, challenged by Anthony Davis. Battle for the loose ball. AD saves it in, but right to Risache. Najee Marshall got the 2 right.
Down so far in this contest.
Transition D is a mystery so far.
Trae Young supposed to.
I thought it went in for a second.
Got the sound.
The melodious sound of the string music, but not the way it's supposed to go down. It's a little bit off key. Post up here, now AD is doubled.
Yeah, on the bounce.
There it is.
There's
the lob, yes.
Seen a lot of plays like that with all the big guys being out. I think they'll feast in the paint against this Atlanta team.
And now here's good defense. Klay Thompson part of that. Outlet pass nearly stolen. Trae Young gambled, but now Dallas is in transition. Marshall was there. There's a foul called on the point that Derek Lively is going to play a sub of those.
A lot of chess pieces along the front line after having minimal chess pieces for a long period of time.
Trae Young was thinking runner, late lead for PJ Washington out 6. So this is now a stretch of 18 consecutive games that the Mavericks have had 11 or fewer players available for a game, or at least 11 or fewer players dressed. Sometimes they had the 2 ways inactive to manage their number. Dallas with the turnover. Going to Anthony Davis. And Davis on the face.
Harp, when you look at who Atlanta has out there, there's no one to really keep AD from going where he wants to go.
Okongwu takes about 2 threes a game. Missed that one. And Anthony Davis with 2 baskets and a couple of rebounds now. And he's going to drive it on Okongwu. In and out.
It's a good attack.
Dallas's first game, of course, since Monday. They lost a tough one, man. Not good to lose to the Brooklyn Nets, with all due respect to them, of course, but one that Dallas needed to have in the win column, but lost 113-109. Lost a 10-point lead in the 4th quarter of that game.
I was going to say, they lost it down the stretch, turning the ball over, just not defending.
And missing some key free throws, too, man.
Down the stretch.
Okongwu, in years of his career going into this season, now he is making his 35th start of this year tonight. So as many starts this year as his first 4 years combined. Obviously, Clint Capella and his injury, a big reason.
Why is there not doubling? There's no double team coming.
Close out by Marshall. Mohamed Gay puts it down. Dump it down to Davis again. Now they're going to double. Dyson Daniels came over. So the Mavericks move the ball, and Max Christie hoists a 3. Risache with the rebounds. A lead for Trae Young. Trying to draw. Big screen by Okongwu holds up Caleb Martin. He's in. Roll man takes the most field goal attempts on any team in the NBA in the Atlanta offense, averaging about 8 per game.
Yep.
Second fewest post-ups and the fewest isolation field goal attempts per game. So those are some things to watch for as Okongwu just jammed it home on the pick and roll.
Brooklyn hurt Dallas the other night as Marshall can't get the 3 to go. You have to be tied together defensively when you're talking about trying to defend the pick and roll.
Well, they were tied together there as Gafford challenged the shot by Trae Young, forced him to leave it a little short, and then an easy putback attempt for Okongwu also came up short. And Chili dipped a couple of them. Oh, here's a spin move by the landlord. Pete Krejci is in, number 27 for Atlanta. Just had that exchange with Dyson Daniels, who puts it down and misses. Daniels has developed into quite a scorer this year, 14 points, but he is getting it done defensively.
Yeah, for what he does defensively, you add 14 points to that, and you're getting great production from the young man from Australia.
Yeah, the great 22 points in each of the last 2 games for Daniels. A loss to Portland last night, a win Sunday over Milwaukee. And they've got Zachary Risachet on the board again. Risachet scoring for the 2nd time in the game.
I think that's what he is, a guy that can naturally.
Broadcasters saying, hey, they look a lot different than the Mavs do since the last time we saw each other back in November.
Yeah.
That was a 119 in Atlanta.
Yeah. Kyrie led the way that night.
Had 32 that night. Karis LeVert came over in a trade with Cleveland. DeAndre Hunter went to the Cavaliers. There's Dominic Barlow. He had a really big game a couple of years ago with the Spurs against Dallas. Trying to get out of a slump, guys. Last 6 games, he's just 6 of 30 on threes, 20% on threes in the last 6 games, but shoot or shoot. Hardy short, ball off the hand of Gafford. Hawks with the ball trying to extend their lead. Currently at 3-point edge. Krejci sidesteps the Gafford closeout. And then
Ball fake that time, shot fake.
Really don't care about the cars.
Free throws. Marshall made 2. Gafford went. The Mavericks, through it all, have maintained a good number when it comes to shooting free throws this year in terms of volume. 23 a game, 7th in the league.
They're so guard oriented as a team.
Either the guards get fouled and go to the line, or they set up the bigs who get fouled. Christian.
After missing his first 2 3 attempts.
An attack by Dyson Daniels.
That's Brad Davis stuff.
Art, what just happened there?
You can't jinx Alvin Robinson anymore.
No.
He's not playing, so.
Here's Daniel Gafford.
Mark acquired Jay Vincent action right there.
Early man.
And there is a giant killer attempt by Trae Young. As for those who are wondering what we're talking about, Alvin Robertson, one of 4 players in NBA history to have a quadruple-double for Anthony Davis so far, to your point. First quarter score. Or you saw the deep breath and you saw a lot of concentration on that trip to the line there.
It's all going to get there for AD. I have no doubt it's Trae Young, the guy in AD. He's a skilled guy.
Trae Young just made his 198th three-pointer of the year. AD, that 3-point attempt on the left side of the floor.
Too open.
Karis LeVert. Mavericks rake at the ball. LeVert still able to get a shot away. Now it's tipped around and controlled by Davis. 4th board to go with 9 points. Loose ball picked up by Caleb Martin, and he bumps off the fence.
Bucket. Always a good thing.
Trae Young missed on a 3.
Line up to support what you're talking about.
Stop. And when you get him, I think that
he's at 14.5 points per game with them. Already 5 on the board for him here in the first quarter. Davis lost it to Trae Young. Running the floor, Terrence Mann. Caleb Martin. And in 23 games, Terrence Mann has averaged 406. All of the
Hunter.
Yep. Hunter on the way. Bogdanovich went to L.A.
A couple of them surprised me, but Lawrence Frank doesn't need my help.
On the bounce, AD.
Kai being out, and these guys coming back.
It's an out-of-character dip in free throw shooting. That's my point a minute ago. Difference in his demeanor, it seems like, on the free throw line.
Yeah.
And his demeanor overall. I mean,
he's
the numbers
focused.
speak for itself. 13 points.
Definitely focused early in this one.
That whole chicken and the egg thing. You get him involved. He's focused. Is he focused because he's involved?
Yeah.
Mavericks are getting him involved.
That's why.
Here's Jaden Hardy on the attack. Oh, and the leave it.
Hey.
There's the man.
B. Will, it's nice to talk. Have you with us, man? I guess the first place to start is What has the last few months and the opportunity, every player wants an opportunity, but it's one thing to get the opportunity, it's another thing to take advantage of it. What has this chance been like for you to get that opportunity and perform the way you have with the Mavs?
I mean, it's a dream come true. I mean, unfortunately, good pass. Knock that down, Caleb. Unfortunately, it's something that's going on, but it's a next man up mentality that we have. Every single one of us, we have a great development staff, and individually, Riley Crean has done a great job in getting me ready. No matter what that looks like behind the scenes, so I knew whatever was going to happen, I was going to be ready. So it's been good.
You know, B. Will, you know, a lot of times the league is about positions.
Oh, you better.
If you're a 1 or a 2.
Hey.
If you're a 1 or a 2, what's your position?
I'm a point guard.
And a basketball player as well, right?
I'm a point guard. I'm a point guard and a hooper.
And
Look
a
that
hooper,
live.
baby.
Yeah.
Yo, girl.
Now, a little bit ago, Brandon, you talked about guys helping you get ready, and the video staff and the player development staff.
Right.
And you shouted out Riley Crean, and I know Max Hooper and Corey Jefferson and Corey Webster and all those guys have really, really worked hard. What do you feel like, besides the opportunity giving you a chance to be more comfortable on the floor, what's the most tangible growth in your game you felt like you've had as a player this season with the Mavs?
Dunk that live. I'll probably say just becoming more comfortable each game. Not only just being in the NBA, but being with this team. You know, we got different lineups. What the lineups look like. Kyrie in, Kyrie out, AD in, AD out. It doesn't really matter. We're gonna come out here and play hard. Knock it down, Clay.
Boom!
Klay Thompson got a 3 for you. You know, early in the season, Brandon, you would have fewer opportunities, but when you would get them, you stood out because you played aggressively, you made plays. But then when you got consistent minutes, we really started to see all the aspects of your game.
Right.
Did you gain more confidence as you went, or did you change your approach because you knew you were having more opportunities?
I mean, it's really both. Like I just said, we have a great development staff and great guys that's going to continue to make me better every single day. So whenever I had to put the little picture up there for sure to let them know I feel the love.
Brandon, let me ask you this. I know this is kind of a big picture question, but I would love to hear you as Denver, you reflect on that journey.
I mean, definitely. I had a lot of adversity, especially so. I'm kind of glad I went through that early, so I really know.
You know, I thought it was really cool today, Ship Award.
I did see that. I'm not gonna lie, I did see that.
All right,
I really need him to get that. I'm not gonna lie, he's a really good teammate.
That's what I wanted to ask. Like, how much has he helped your growth process?
A lot. I mean, a lot of guys. I see it a lot. Everybody keeps coming up to me talking about you must have went to Kyrie school or you graduated from Kyrie Academy or something like that. But I always model my game after him. Ever since I was little, I put Kyrie on that pedestal with Kobe Bryant in terms of my favorite players individually. That's tough. Just in terms of like his minds, and they're both, I feel like they cut from that same cloth, so I try to take whatever I can from.
Would send my kids to Kyrie Academy. Okay, so Brandon, you know, when we've been around you, your personality really stands out, and I've been telling people, man, this is Brandon Williams, dude. He's a lovely guy. What you're doing with Najee? What is going on here?
Okay, all right. I might as well spill the beans with y'all.
Spill the beans,
me and Najee got a little vlog coming out. I ain't name it yet, but we're gonna have a little vlog behind the scenes that's going on as we come down and wind down towards the end of the season here. It's gonna be a little behind the scenes on what's going on there every day. Nothing too crazy. Get that live.
Good effort.
And that was great effort.
But yeah, we got something cooking up for y'all for sure.
I'll look forward to it.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing what you got cooking up. And the real thing as we let you go, as the main thing that we're looking forward to is hopefully next Friday, last 2 games of the year, we'll see you back out there on the floor. I know I don't want to put you on the spot to have to comment on that or anything, but man, we're just we're crossing. He can add 2 more to the 14.
He's leading the league.
9 points and 15 dimes last night against Portland. The 16th game this year where Young has had at least 15 assists.
His passing.
Speaking of passing, there's Dinwiddie passing to Marshall, who kicks it out to Christie. Nice
Out of touch. Baskets.
He shoots it soft with arc, and that gives him a chance.
Dribble handoff here to George Niang, and he nearly banked in a three. Niang with Atlanta's averaging 12.5 points a game, the best number of his career.
Yeah, good find for it.
Both hands on the ball.
Oh, yeah.
And gathered. Big screen by Gafford. Shea fought over it. Now Gaff going to work against Okongwu. Too much on the hook shot.
Kind of things have slowed down somewhat for Dallas. They don't have the same pep.
Well, they miss Anthony Davis right now. He had 13 points in the first quarter, but on the last play of the first quarter, he got elbowed in the face by his own teammate. Had a cut over his right eye and has gone back to the locker room as Shea hits the deck, but
young player.
An unorthodox basket, but two on the board for Shea.
Somebody needs to get going.
That's Hardy's first point to the game. Shea short. Here's Dinwiddie. Gafford sets an early screen. Some help from Niang. Dinwiddie, the decision.
No playing around, no hesitation. Quick jump hook.
Well, Gaff scored 17 points in 19 minutes on Monday, and he has 7 points in 8 minutes off the bench. Nearly stolen by Caleb Martin. Then Dyson Daniels puts it down and shimmy.
To finish through traffic.
Looked like one of those Kyle Anderson moves, you know, where you just get to your spot and just flip it up over the top.
He's moving a little quicker.
A lot quicker. Yeah, right.
He's not slow-mo.
He's not slow-mo.
Clock getting late. Dinwiddie, hesitation, floater, short. Hawks have led by as many as 8. Dallas's biggest lead in this game is 3. Caris LeVert returning to the rolling Onyeka Okongwu. Shooter is number 17, Onyeka Okongwu. Onyeka Okongwu is a 75 and 1 and done at USC. He was taken 6th in 2020.
Is he on your list of great names?
He is. He's in the top 10, my friends.
Fantastic.
Shea and Okongwu are, I believe, 9th and 10th on my list, as a matter of fact. Max Christie going last.
Clean up aisle 21.
Point a minute now. 9 points, 9 minutes for the landlord. Beat Preach. Hardy. Try to bulldoze his way, comes up. I said, George, I got a stat for you. Did you know of all players who were on two-way contracts at some point in their career, you played more games than any of them at 539 as of tonight?
I had a chance
he said, I love that. He said, I love it.
I had a chance to talk to him, too.
Yeah.
And you know what I told him. He's not in position to. So.
I learned when I was in a two-way contract, I couldn't do that kind of thing. Well, here is Niang to the basket. You know, he's played really well over the last 3 or 4 seasons in games against Dallas. Last 8 games against Dallas, that dude's averaging almost 12 points and shooting 60% from the floor and 55% on threes.
Well, that's what he can do, is shoot the basketball.
Yeah, Niang's had something for Dallas in recent games. He let Marshall shoot that three. Naji obviously a lot more effective inside this year and misses on the ball. You know, the other thing crazy about 24 for Trae Young, that's his low.
Putting the ball in the bucket. He can get buckets.
And he's pushed the Atlanta lead back up near its largest. Young's three the old-fashioned way makes this a 7-point advantage for the Hawks. Kai Jones came in just a bit ago. And here comes Anthony Davis back to the bench. Play at and they need that to be tended to. Salvages a split at the line. Davis returns with a 13-point, 6-rebound game in progress. He's got a short window of time to get to work here at the end of the second quarter.
Nice swing.
Dinwiddie, corner.
Get that ball hopping.
Close out by AD, off target for Caris LeVert.
AD's got toast position.
And a long pass to him, but up the paint. There's Trae Young with the giant.
In front of him, because he will teardrop those all day.
That looks like an easy shot, but it's not. It's a very difficult shot moving towards the basket. Straight on.
Skip pass there by Dinwiddie. Marshall swings it.
So if you're Dallas, with or without Anthony Davis on the floor, the ball has to hop. You get more comfortable looks that way.
No.
LeVert will settle for 2 on that trip down the floor. And the Hawks, unless Dallas can be successful here at the end of the half, will take the lead into the locker room. Mavs wanted to go 2 for 1. They may have shot it so quickly. Atlanta will try to do that. Niang, corner 3. And Niang hit
At his best, not as good off the bounce.
back screen Davis.
Nice pass.
Dinwiddie a probe to the rolling Anthony.
That time by Dinwiddie.
That's 9 first half assists for Spencer to go with 9 points.
Huge, man. They need playmaking. Spencer providing it.
Dinwiddie bidding for his 4th double-double in the last 9 games. Trae Young around Ty Jones, left his feet, found Dyson Daniels.